same way, brother. I would think that as long as I was lifting heavy, as long as I was just training, I could outbeat the diet. I thought that was the case.
Out-train your diet, right?
Yep. You learn real quick that's not the case.
Well, that's a big that's a popular saying in the fitness community. You can't out-train a poor diet, and it's real talk. And I see these guys, man. They hit it hard. They train hard. You know what I'm saying? But they got that belly, or you know what I'm saying? They're not really reaching their full potential, but they got a little muscle and they're strong. So they're like, I'm good, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
And it's like,
exactly.
bro.
Your body never changes from day to day. You know, it's like it's exactly the same. They pop up with the belly and they're walking like this. You know that guy. Everybody knows that guy in the gym. He benches.
And the girl walks by, they suck it in a little bit.
Yep. He got a 6 ton of weight up, but his body don't change at all. He just that big bro on the bench all the time. So going back to what we were saying about the so what I started to do is I started to notice things like that later on, like a little too late, I would say. Even coming up, I experimented, just like you said. I just one day when I was with my ex, like this had to be like 8 years ago, I just got rid of the gluten. I didn't go vegan yet because I only been vegan for 6 years, but I got rid of the gluten, and I noticed the same thing. Like when I got rid of the gluten, like a lot of the brain fog, like you said, and something that a lot of people don't even know. If you are gluten intolerant, you start to lose feeling in like your extremities. Like I started to get numbness, almost like I felt like, damn, am I having a stroke or something? Like numbness all the way up through my elbow, all through my feet. It's almost like an effect of when people eat way too much like rich meats and they get gout. That's how it was happening with my fingers. And I was like, I'm not eating any, so I don't understand what's happening. Then I find out later it was a gluten intolerance. And I didn't even go to like a doctor to find it out. I went online and they said, the first thing you want to do, it might be gross to some people, they said, just look at your poop, man. Before you flush, look at it, see the consistency, see the color. And I started to match that up. And I'm like, oh shit, I think I am gluten intolerant. So I got rid of the gluten and that straightened out the problem. In the midst of that, because of so much damage that I put on my stomach, my body did not process meat the same way. Like I noticed that, like it would take longer to go to the restroom, movements were inconsistent. And I remember going out with my lady, and we were at Buffalo Wild Wings. And I was miserable, bro. Miserable, because before that, like 40 minutes, for 40 minutes, I couldn't even make a move. And so I'm going out full stomach and just miserable. Ordered some wings, couldn't even eat them. I told them to take it away from me. And I was like, I gotta do something about this, man. But in the midst of that, for 6 months, I was watching like John Venus. I was watching Vegan Games. He gets a lot of shit. But when he first up, before he started going the way he did with the OnlyFans and all that other crap, like he was really informative on how to get people in there. And he was like a take no bullshit vegan. And usually when people see vegans, they're like, oh, you know, they're super nice and they're super skinny and they're like, just move around. But he came and he was like, Vegan Games, and he did this. He had like 19 inches. I was like, shit, okay. That's like that tells you right there. And so I started watching him and John Venus. Those were the main two channels I was watching. They were saying like how to, curve it back. And I started to do that. And I told my friend one day, I said, hey man, come in here and I don't want to waste this, but come in here. I got all this tuna and salmon and all this.
Oh, you just gave all the meat away, huh?
I gave it all away. And then before I got enlightened about it, I ate brown rice, spinach, black or kidney beans, and protein shakes. That was my food for like 4 months. And that right there kept me, because I was this close, brother. I mean, this close to seeing a gastrointestinal doctor. I took the meat out the diet, and along with the gluten, because even with the gluten out, the meat was still affecting me. And as soon as I did that, not even a week later, straightened me right out, bro.
So quick, right?
Straight. It was crazy how fast it happened when you get it out.
From that point, you were a believer, huh?
Yes, sir. And they say it takes 6 months for any kind of like substance that you had to leave your system completely. And I just kept on with it, man. And here we are, 6 years later.
See, and that's that's what separates. That's what separates the people who get results and evolve and, you know, smash goals, winners. You know what I'm saying? Like they look inside. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you got on there, you start doing your own research. Absolutely. There's so many people that do not like they don't use search engines. They use search engines to go, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That's what they use it for. They don't look up their symptoms for stuff. They don't try to look up history. They don't, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And it's like people hit me up like, how do I do this? And how can I get this? And I'm like, did you look online yet? Did you do some work? Because I think the reason why it's like that though is because, well, I know it's like that. It's we're programmed to be like that.
Yes.
We're programmed to be everything quick, everything easy, fast food, delivery, you know, this on demand. Like we want boom, 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 boom. And this is all by design. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try not to get into this red pill shit. Y'all know me. Y'all know this is hard because it's all tied together. But
it's true. It's true.
So that's our society now. You know, they want everything wrapped up in a nice little bow and in the easiest possible way, the fastest possible way. And that's why so many people are losing, man. And I don't say losing like you're losers, but what's the opposite of winning? You know what I'm saying?
It's true. And I'm with you on that, man. Let me give you another side of it too. I always tell people the reason people fall off or the reason that it becomes such an issue with a lot of people aren't able to build a support system. And if you got a ton of people around you and you're not strong enough to be like, hey man, forget that. If you're not strong enough to be like, nah, I'm gonna go my own way, people love to be, they can't be alone. You see it with all these relationships, bro. They jump from one relationship to one relationship. It's easier. And then when it gets to a point where people start to appeal to authority, where someone will come out, like, I won't throw it on the bus, but I've been seeing some stuff with like Tony Horton, man. Tony Horton used to be like the P90X god, right? And now after all of this training,
P90X.
Yeah, and now it's like, hey, you don't have to train at all. You can be 65, take this pill, and you're good to go. And so I comment, and I'm like, thank you. And I comment, and I'm like, bro, you're just a hater because I'm not where he's at. And I say, yeah, that's just appealing to authority. I said, that's actually what a sheep is right there. You're flocked in. They just got you leading the path with it. And so I told him, like, you can call me a hater all you want, but what I am doing is pointing out an actual argument on what he used to do and what he's doing now. And of course, no rebuttal for that. It's just, oh yeah, haters gonna hate, criticize this, and blah, 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 side. We're done.
You know why they're saying that?
Yeah.
Because they want to just take a pill. They don't want to have to put in the work.
It's easy.
That's why the supplement industry makes billions. Ooh, and I learned that lesson over time. You know what I'm saying? I used to be big into supplements. I remember when I was in Korea the first time, that's when I was really getting into like trying to get big and shit. And I had the protein, I had the casein, I had the Monster vitamin pack, I had even, what was that one? It was supposed to boost your testosterone and all that shit.
So many of those.
I spent so much money, bodybuilding.com, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like life. You learn, you know, trial and error. And I was just thinking about this the other night. It's funny, but supplements are such a waste of money, man. Like,
they are.
I can understand, like, you're on the run, you need to get, you know, quick meal, you make a little protein shake or something just to get some calories in. Yeah, that's cool. But if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get fit or I'm gonna get big and I need all these supplements, you're already going down the wrong road. That's the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
I remember when I was in that world too. I remember randomly seeing comments like, oh, all you need is just Whole Foods. And I go, I don't want to hear that. Like, I want this supplement that's going to get me big as fuck or increase my bench by 2.5% or
2.5
gimmicks. But
it's true.
it's funny that you were saying that guy, how he used to be, legit, and now he's pushing pills and shit.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's funny because a lot of these people in the industry, they're jacked, right? They're 5% body fat, they're big as fuck, and they'll try to be like, perfect example. When I was a kid, when I was in high school, I used to see the Bowflex commercials. And you see that big jack motherfucker. He's like using a little Bowflex. And I used to be like, damn, I don't even gotta go to the gym. I just get a Bowflex and I'll get big like this motherfucker. But the thing is, it's like people don't realize these are people that have been training for decades, some of them. And a lot of them are, doing that and trying to sell it like, oh, I just got big using this product or taking this pill. Look at me, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's just sad, man. I hate seeing people getting ripped off and getting played. But at the same time, when you're trying to take a shortcut to there's an expression that goes, anything good is worth fighting for, or nothing good comes easy. That's what it is.
That's true.
And that's so true. Relationships, jobs, success.
It's true.
You name it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. But so you went vegan, right? And I'm sure you were hearing the misconceptions, the whole, if you go vegan, you're gonna lose all your gains. And small, and what do they say? Like, you're gonna start producing testosterone and nothing but estrogen. And so tell me a little bit about that, like how you overcame that hurdle.
I'm laughing because it's everything that you said, I've heard. Like that's why I'm laughing, because like literally people were trying to bat me on this, and it is funny because even when I told my buddies, like I said, hey, man, I'm gonna try the vegan route, man. And I literally, my buddy Dom, man, I don't forget it to this day. And every year we talk, and he's like, "You still doing it, man? You still proving me wrong, yo." He said, "Man, you going vegan?" He said, "Man, you're gonna lose all your gains, brother." And I was like, "We'll see how that goes."
I'm sure that was in the back of your head, though. Like, fuck.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. So what I did is I said, let me give it a fair shot, right? I know most results don't come for at least 6 months to a year, right? So I was like, all right, so let me see if I see anything depleting, because we all know, man, if you are like, nothing is permanent. Like you have to satiate yourself all the time. You need water all the time. You need food all the time, or you'll start to fall off. That's the part that kills a lot of the argument. Is because they'll say, well, you built that frame with me, but it's like, if I stop taking in the source, as you see with the bodybuilders and everybody, shrinkage happens.
Yeah.
So there's no way, if it wasn't working, that I'd be able to keep the size that I have with that. And we'll talk about the band things in a minute too, but I would always get that when it's going to say, yeah, your testosterone is going to drop. Finds out that testosterone actually goes up if done correctly, because there's like more free testosterone. There's less heme iron buildup. So what happens is that can actually decrease some of that testosterone too. And people don't know these things. They don't know that meat can slowly shoot your insulin up. There's a couple of things that the society they don't tell us, man.
Brother.
They don't tell us, bro.
You tell us. Now that I got you on the podcast, share those things with us. I'm sitting here listening like, I'm learning, you know what I'm saying?
You remember, I think she was in the Barbell Life too. Dina, remember Dina? She was like the gymnast.
She had that, she was always showing her ass.
Always showing her ass.
I know what you're talking about. That's so funny. Every post would be like, the workout today, and it's just her ass, like
boom, like get the turn on you. Oh, got arms in, boom, booty.
Yeah.
You know how that one goes, man.
That's so funny.
Yeah, man. So they don't tell you these things. They don't tell you that like too much saturated fat can impede testosterone levels. They don't tell you that too much heme iron is something that a lot of the cancer builds off of. It builds off of things like it builds off of what's called methionine, and it loves that. That's like candy to it. So I started putting two things together, and I was like, man, why is it when people get cancer, they move you away from the meat? it didn't make sense before. And I was like, why do they up your fruits and vegetables when you get cancer? It was a thing that was fighting at the same time, but the meat and dairy industry, they're like, hey man, take these billions of dollars and don't you say shit about it.
Well, they're at bed with the fitness industry. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're always pushing chicken and you need this rice and you know what I'm saying? Like milk, your strong bones and all this stuff. It's all cool up, man.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's
Go ahead, bye.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, there's so many people that say all this stuff, but then, you know what I'm saying, people listen and go, okay, and like they don't even take the time to step away and look for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because like we were saying, they like you said, that authority figure, he's an authority figure, so I don't need to do any homework because I've been told that's who I should listen to. So okay,
exactly.
These people will lead you down a dead end road. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely. Because I tell people this all the time. Like even when it comes not just to food, but just like you said in general, bro. Like it's easier for me to tell you, oh yeah, don't try that. Don't go out on your own. What do you mean? What if you fail? It's easy for me to say that because when they say, you know what, you're right, I'll just keep working here. All they have to say is, shoot, okay, no competition.
Yeah. They did the thinking for you.
They did the thinking for you. So of course you're gonna get that. You're gonna get stuff like that, appealing to authority. But yeah, so it's a lot of things that get hidden. And I started to learn that there is no, like you might get more bioavailability from like meat and dairy and eggs because like the job is done for you. But what they don't factor in when they do a lot of these tests and saying that soy is the enemy and things of this nature is they're not talking about the cooked items. When the item is cooked, it takes away a lot of what was bad. Like even raw foods, when it's cooked, you get a better brain response from it, better muscular response because the body takes it better in its digestive format versus the raw version where you have to chew it through like cud. That's the reason why a lot of people miss out on things.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So once you cleaned out your body, and you start seeing you weren't shrinking, you said you actually started getting bigger.
Yeah, I did, man. Because what I also wanted to do is and I started amp it up on the bands too. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to prove like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I got to go hard to show people that it really does boil down to enough protein, not massive amounts, but enough in intensity. Because if I'd have dropped my intensity or anything of that nature, it could have dropped on that particular. Then they would have been like, "Ha, look at you! Look what happened." I actually started gaining weight because I was eating more calories and everything. So I started to eat, a lot of brown rice and all of this. And they was like, "That's just gonna make you fat." And then I actually got leaner on that. I was at like 9% eating brown rice. So people was like, "Huh? Like how the hell that happened?" I was like, "Cause I'm putting the same things. I'm staying within my calories and doing it the way it needs to. I can't just go willy-nilly about it." So once I started to ball in, I was like, all right, let me see what I look like on a bulk. So I went up and let me see what I look like on a cut. So I saw it from both sides. And it wasn't no significant weight loss, like, oh, I lost like 30 pounds. And that would have been an accumulation that it was muscle, but it was increment, a little pound and a half here, pound and a half there. And I had to push for it. Absolutely.
So tell me about these bands, man, because